Ben, and today I have some super exciting news. I have crammed a virtual analog synthesizer into my Roland MC-101, and today I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to talk about it, all sorts of fun stuff planned. I've tried to record this video like 4 times and I keep getting too excited to keep it concise. So I have a list, and hopefully we can stay on track. Let's get into it. I am very excited today to share with you my first patch bank on the Roland MC-101. And just before we get into it, I know I'm very excited. I know it sounds like I'm selling you stuff. I sound like I'm in an infomercial, but I'm not. I'm really just here to help the community. This will all be available for free, for forever. I don't have any interest in making money, just want to make everything better. I just want to get that out of the way so you don't feel like you're listening to a sales pitch. I'm just really excited, so let's get right into it. What I'm going to do is make a brand new clip right here. So I'm on clip, make a new one, new clip, init tone, love it. We all know what this sounds like. Now I'm going to go I'm going to hit note, I'm going to hit the value knob, I'm going to go in the browser to sound file, and I'm going to load up BC, that's Benco, VirtAn, which is virtual analog. So I'm going to hit that. And we have saw, square, whatever. I'm going to bring up saw. We'll talk about that in a minute. No sound comes out. That's okay. We haven't done anything yet. What I've tried to do here is utilize these things in Xenology Pro called macros. So the macro controllers can be linked to all sorts of parameters inside of Xenology Pro and then accessed on the MC-101. And I think that Roland's sound packs have not done a great job of utilizing this really powerful feature. So that's what I've tried to do here. So to access them, I'm just going to hold down the sound button. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to hit exit a couple times first, and now I'm going to hold down the sound button, and it's going to say knob assign C1. Now I can twist this knob till it says sys control 1, system control 1. And then I'm going to do the same thing on 2. I'm going to change that until it says System Control 2. Here I'm going to change this till it says System Control 3. Yeah, 3. And here I'm going to change it till it says System Control 4. Piece of cake. And now I'm just going to set these. I'll talk about what they all do in a moment. Now we have a sound. Virtual analog sawtooth wave. Yeah, pretty nice. If you watched my advanced sound design video, you've probably seen the sorts of things you can do with this. With the amp envelope built in, with the multi-effects built in, there's a lot of possibilities. What I've done is I've added a filter section to it, basically. So knob number 1 is your cutoff. Nice. Behaves much more like a cutoff you'd find on a synth than the one that we normally have on the 101. Next knob is the filter. Next knob is the resonance of the filter. So you can turn this up at like half. Sounds pretty nice, but this can really crank. So get your speakers ready or your headphones. Yeah, that sounds pretty gnarly. Some analog filter type of effects. The next 2 knobs are your filter envelope, and let me tell you, it wasn't so simple to cram a filter envelope into just 2 knobs, but I think I did a pretty okay job. So this knob is how long the filter takes to go all the way to its destination, and this knob is basically its destination. It technically is controlling the envelope, the filter envelope amount. Practically, you can look at it and say if you're going to the left from 12 o'clock, which is 64, you're going to the left, you're going down. If you're going to the right, you're going up. And this knob is how long it takes to get there, and it starts at the cutoff that you set. So just real quick, and how far you go impacts how far you're traveling. So if I want to go real low to real high in a short amount of time, that opens this up. And if I want to go high to low, you go high to low. Nice. And if I want it to take a long time, I can do this. And if I want to add some resonance so you can hear that. Pretty nice already, right? So, yeah, that's the gist of how it works. And so already there's a lot of possibilities that you have here. with like these big opening up things that like I had at the beginning. And I'm going to talk about patches in just a moment. I have a list. But here you've got this. You can have this go from a higher amount to only a little bit lower with this and have it go quickly. I'm going to lower this. You can get some like key sorts of sounds with this. Let me exit out of here so you can see what's going on. So you have some flexibility there, and there's a lot of neat things that you can do with it. So that's the filter section built into these 4 knobs. And on an analog synth, you'd expect to have like a filter section, an amplitude envelope section, which we do have built into this, which you have attack, decay, release, and a level, which is basically sustain. So you have these options. You do have these options. So that's filter envelope, amp envelope. The other thing you expect is an oscillator section, where you can sort of change the timbrality of the synth. And I'm really excited about that part. So if I want to change this from a sawtooth wave, all I have to do is hit enter here, go to sound file again, go to Benco virtual analog, and then switch the oscillator. And since I'm doing it on the same track, all of my settings will be the same. So I have this with the sawtooth wave. So this is a square wave, virtual analog square. Different oscillator. I can go to triangle, enter. Triangle wave. Really cool. Those are your basic analog shapes. So I've added some other shapes in here too that I think are particularly useful. First one is Juno, which is a Roland specific sound that's a sawtooth wave with like a square wave cut out of it. I think it's good for like sort of gritty, like kind of digital sounding virtual analog. So I'm gonna make the decay. I'm gonna make the envelope go nowhere. I'm gonna make the decay very long, and I'm gonna lower the resonance and turn up the filter so you can hear it, what it sounds like. I like this sound a lot. This is a saw square wave, which is just a sawtooth wave and a square wave together. It's kind of like a chunky sort of oscillator. There's a square wave mixed with a triangle wave. Pretty nice sounding. And then a sawtooth wave with a sub-oscillator of a triangle wave pitched an octave down. Because normally if you mix a sawtooth wave and a triangle wave, the triangle wave just sort of gets overrun. But if you pitch it down, that's pretty useful as a sub-oscillator for making like real like low bass sounds. You hear that underneath it, and it helps the triangle like sort of stand on its own with the sawtooth wave. And then the last one is the detuned saw, which is just a super useful sound. There's 4 sawtooth waves tuned slightly differently in each partial. Oh, it gets a little loud. And that's useful for all sorts of modern sounds. Of course, I mean, it's not a hypersaw, but there's hypersaws like built in anyway. We'll talk about it a different time. But you can get nice like... So that's your oscillator section and your filter section. And then the MC-101 has so many great effects. You have the whole MFX engine available to throw on top of these sounds, which is like, so like for this sound, I'm gonna come out of here. I'm gonna go to, first I'm gonna go to settings and I'm gonna turn up delay send some and like reverb send, and now I've got like it's so cool. It sounds so good. But I'm gonna go through just a couple of quick patch ideas that you sort of get a gist of like the broad concept of how nice and useful these things are. So the first one I want to do is I'm going to lower this. This is going to be the sort of CS80 like sound, big pad Blade Runner type of sound from the beginning of the video. I'm going to lower the cutoff and raise this, the destination of the cutoff. Good. Sounded good so far. I am gonna go to, I'll leave the reverb up pretty high. Delay can be whatever. Let's lower the octave. Nice, I'm gonna make this a bit longer, quite a bit longer. That sounded pretty good, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come into multi-effects, and Roland invented it, the good old Juno chorus, which I know where it is. Now the Juno chorus has a noise on it by default, which maybe is useful sometimes. I'm not a huge fan of just adding random noise to most of the stuff that I make, but that's fine. Sounds really good. I think I like 2 for this one, and now I mean just like, that was huge. I'm transported. That's gorgeous. It's huge. It's fantastic. I love it. It just sounds so good. Next patch, I just want to run through real quick. So I practiced that one. I haven't practiced this one, but like I said, I've been using this for a couple of weeks. Let me pull up, so hopefully I can make it happen in not too long. Virtual analog. What do I want for this? Maybe, no, let's try like a saw square maybe. I'm trying to make like a keys sound. It goes too low. Too much filter. Alright, I can vibe with that to start. Let's now go into our multi-effects. When you change oscillators, it will turn off the multi-effects because each oscillator is set to through by default, but that's okay. We're just gonna, what do we want for this keyboard? Probably a keyboard amp, perhaps, maybe a phaser, something fun. EP is electric piano amp for this part. So let's go, say we go into a phaser. I don't know. This one's pretty nice. Sorry, I'm changing patches here. Or changing parameters here. Bass treble. Oh, that's pretty simple. Not so much going on. You know, you can do honky-tonk type of vibe. It's pretty fun. Yeah, alright, that patch went pretty well. The last patch I was going to make was just like a little like regular synth bass type of patch. So for that, I'm going to come out again. I'm going to go to Sound File. I'm going to go to Benco Virtual Analog. I'm going to do, just like I said before, saw subtriangle. And then I'm going to lower this. Nice, nice. All right, now I'm gonna go here. I didn't actually practice this part, so hopefully it goes okay. I'm just gonna type in a melody here. Alright, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'll take that. And now we can really like... Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's put that back. Hit exit now before we do this. Now we're gonna... This is making this longer. question. Alright, I think you get the picture. I think that's really cool. That's really, really, really fun. So yeah, that's those are the patch ideas section. So now we just talk about how you can get this. And like I said, I don't really believe, I don't want to sell stuff. I don't want to sell anything to you. So there's a Facebook group called like MC Patch Exchange, MC-101, MC-707 Patch Exchange or something. All these patches should work on the MC-707 as well, though it's a little bit trickier, I think, because you only have 3 knobs per track, but you have like a virtual knob, so you can still automate this stuff. I don't really know how that works. I think the new MV1 is pretty similar. I think it should load, but I'm not sure. I don't have one yet, maybe soon. So yeah, you can go on the Facebook group. You can just download them for free. They're all there. There's a PDF that goes with them. There will also be this project file. BC Vert N, same name. So you can, and that just has, each one of these is already set up for you on the first clips. So you can bring things in that way if you prefer. Because yeah, to me, I don't want Roland to just ditch this box like they've done to some other boxes before it really comes to its like prime. So I want everyone to know how great it is. So that's why I don't want to sell this. I don't want to put any barriers to making really awesome music on this. I just want people to be able to make really awesome music on this. So you can go to Facebook group and download that stuff for free. I will put a link in the description. If I forget to, please remind me in the comments. If you really want to support me, if you just have too much money and you really feel like you want to buy this from me, you can subscribe to me on Patreon. I started a Patreon, and this stuff will be there. Like I said, I don't want to put any barriers to anything, so there probably won't be anything on the Patreon that you can't get for free on YouTube or Facebook. But if you really want to support me, go support me. I will probably post some stuff about upcoming patch ideas. I do plan to make quite a few more of these types of patches that utilize these macros to what I think is the fullest extent that I can sort of wring out of them. Then if you're on my Patreon, all of my stuff will be there nice and succinct, and all the downloads will be there and the PDFs for how to use them. And that could be a nice thing for you, but again, no obligation. Just it's free in the Facebook group. If for whatever reason you don't want to go on the Facebook group and you don't want to follow me on Patreon, that's fine. There's a billion reasons you could want that. Shoot me an email, bencomusic@gmail.com. Say, hey, can you send me those patches? And I will just send you the patches that I have. So yeah, I really want everyone to be able to have this. I really think this is awesome. I've been messing with this for a while. I think it really, to me, expands what I'm able to do with the MC-101. And like I said, I already feel like I could do a lot with the MC-101. So I'm really excited. Just thanks everyone for checking this out. Just you guys following me and subscribing and commenting really like makes me feel good, which is what I need lately. So I really appreciate it. And thank you all so much for checking it out. And if you make cool stuff with this, just like let me know and I'll watch it and it'll be like, that's awesome. Someone, you know, I was able to help someone express themselves creatively, and that's the whole goal. So thank you all so very much and have a good day. Thanks a lot. Check it out.